In an era where digital virality often fades as quickly as it comes, Rosé of BLACKPINK has quietly yet thunderously rewritten the rulebook on longevity, impact, and artistic resonance. With a voice that glows like twilight and a presence that demands no loud announcement, Rosé has etched her name into the granite of music history by becoming the first Korean artist ever to sustain a single on the Billboard Hot 100 for 40 consecutive weeks, a feat once thought impossible for a non-Western female soloist, let alone one hailing from a K-pop background. The song that propelled her to this extraordinary milestone is APT, an elegant, genre-bending collaboration with none other than American icon Bruno Mars, whose golden touch harmonized seamlessly with Rosé's ethereal tone to create a record that now stands as a global musical phenomenon. Announced officially by Billboard on July 29, APT currently holds the 35th spot on the Hot 100, marking its 40th consecutive week on the chart. In a world where chart-topping singles vanish after their 15 seconds of fame, Rosé's unwavering presence is not just rare, it's revolutionary. This is more than numbers on a spreadsheet. This is a cultural ripple turned into a tidal wave. The song's success is not driven by shock value, marketing gimmicks, or relentless promotions, but rather by the purity of its craftsmanship. A delicate fusion of retro R&B warmth and sleek modern pop, laced with Bruno's timeless production and Rosé's emotionally stirring vocals. APT doesn't chase trends, it transcends them. The resonance of APT extends far beyond the borders of the United States. Globally, it ranks number 7 on Billboard Global Excl. US number 9 on the Global 200, and a strong number 33 on radio songs, signaling that this is not merely a US victory, but a worldwide celebration of music without borders. Each chart position tells a deeper story, one of how fans from South Korea, Brazil, the UK, Vietnam, and countless other countries are streaming, sharing, and singing along to a song that has, in many ways, become the heartbeat of this cultural moment. What's more astonishing is the quietness of the storm Rosé created. APT did not benefit from an aggressive promotional tour, a controversial music video, or a social media frenzy designed to manipulate algorithms. Instead, it climbed and clung to its chart status through the most traditional and enduring means possible: word of mouth, genuine artistry, and global emotional connection. Fans weren't coerced, they were moved. This is what music legends are made of. By joining the rarefied air of artists like Olivia Rodrigo, whose Good For You achieved a similar feat, Rosé now stands not only as a pop star but as a symbol of what's possible when talent meets vision. This isn't merely a personal achievement. It's a tectonic shift for Asian women in Western music, a long overdue correction in a landscape that has historically overlooked non-white narratives. Her presence on the chart is a quiet protest, a melodic defiance, and a poetic reminder that greatness doesn't need to shout, it sings. It would be tempting to view this moment as a peak, but for Rosé it feels more like a beginning. The BLACKPINK member's career has always walked the line between mystique and resonance, vulnerability and strength. While K-pop idols are often boxed into carefully curated identities, Rosé has continuously defied categorization. With APT, she has solidified her place not just in K-pop or Asian music circles, but in the canon of global pop excellence. The song, equal parts delicate and powerful, now serves as her anthem, and perhaps, the new anthem of cross-cultural musical unification. Meanwhile, the rest of BLACKPINK is riding high on their own sonic wave. Their latest digital single, Jump, is already igniting charts worldwide. In just its second week on the Billboard Hot 100, Jump holds the 53rd spot, while simultaneously climbing to number 2 on Billboard Global Excl. US number 3 on the Global 200, number 33 on Pop Airplay, and number 42 on streaming songs. These numbers reflect a group whose fire hasn't dimmed post-YG exclusivity, but has instead evolved into a brighter, freer flame. No longer confined to the tightly orchestrated world of K-pop management companies, BLACKPINK appears to be entering an era of bold self-determination, and Rosé's solo triumph is a perfect mirror to that transformation. Their ongoing Deadline World Tour is not just a concert series. It's a global statement. From headlining Coachella to owning late-night talk shows, BLACKPINK continues to rewrite the story of K-pop's place in the Western music industry. Rosé's Billboard milestone now becomes the crown jewel in a tiara full of historic achievements, from sold-out stadiums in Paris and Los Angeles to viral dance trends that span continents. But this time the triumph feels different. More personal. More permanent. It's no longer just about breaking records. It's about remaking the narrative. Rose through APT has given the world a new vision of what a Korean soloist can be. Not just a performer, but a storyteller, an innovator, and a global standard bearer. No longer is it enough to say that Korean artists are making it internationally. With Rose's success, we're beginning to understand that they are setting the standard, one timeless melody at a time. And she has done it not by conforming to the aesthetics of the Western mainstream, but by bringing her own sensibility and emotional depth into the room, uninvited, but now utterly indispensable. It's not just a record that's been broken. It's a barrier one between us and them, East and West, indie and mainstream. With APT, Rose has dissolved that boundary into something far more powerful. Unity through song. The kind of unity that makes strangers feel like they've lived the same heartbreak, the same longing, the same hope. That's the power of APT. And that's the power of Rose. While charts and metrics will continue to evolve, and new artists will inevitably rise, the memory of this 40-week chart dominance will endure, not just because of the numbers but because of the feeling. APT captures something timeless in a time obsessed with the temporary. It taught us that music doesn't need to shout to be heard. Sometimes it just needs to feel true. And so Rose's legacy expands, quietly, powerfully, and irrevocably. With APT, she didn't just break into history. She became it. And in doing so, she didn't just open a door for herself. She blew open the gates for every aspiring artist from every corner of the world who dares to dream across languages, across cultures, and across genres.